Wisconsin Republican Glenn Grothman weighed in on the gay marriage decision on a radio show this week, and he made a curious argument about American history.
People have become so anesthetized to one more level of government bowing to the gay agenda. I think we ought to, one more time, review what has happened here and how appalling this is. The Supreme Court looked at, I believe it was the 14th Amendment to the Constitution, to decide that local units of government had no choice in the matter, and from here on out, gay marriage is going to be legal in all 50 states, all counties, all everything. It is worth remembering that the 14th Amendment of the Constitution was ratified after the Civil War and was, in fact, kind of the culmination of the Civil War, correct?
Yeah.
Our president during the Civil War was, of course, Abraham Lincoln, who is known as the most biblical of presidents, somebody who quoted the Bible a lot. In the Civil War, over 600,000 people died in a country that was much less populated than that today. And it was a much more religious country, and I think a lot of people who died fighting in that war felt they died fighting for a religious cause, battle hymn of the Republic and all that. I think it would shock those people who died in that war to find out that the constitutional amendment, which was ratified kind of as the culmination of their great efforts and their great deaths, would be 150 years later, a little less than 150 years later, used by these arrogant-robed people to take this constitutional amendment and say that constitutional amendment that was drafted after the Civil War, in fact, was an amendment designed to say that same-sex marriage had to be legal. It was an amendment drafted by a people who felt they had just engaged in a strong religious war to further a Christian lifestyle by getting rid of slavery.
All right. He just argued the Civil War was a religious war. It was a religious war? How do you figure? Who was who? Now, he just kind of alluded to the fact, well, it was Abraham, like a very religious man. He represented the Christian side, the North. And then, obviously, as we all know, they were fighting the Hindus in the South. What do you mean it's a religious war? What the fuck are you talking about? So, if anything, you want to talk about a religious war, insofar as religion was part of this war, and it wasn't the main thing, let's be clear about that, it was the South that was the most religious, and they were the ones who parroted Scripture the most to continue slavery, not to get rid of slavery. And then the point about, those Civil War soldiers, if you could bring them back today and tell them that this amendment is now used to let gays marry, they'd be like, damn, dog, what the fuck? No, you know what I think they'd be really amazed by if you woke them up today? Planes. The internet. Crazy shit like that. Technology. The fact that we cured some diseases. We went to the moon. They'd be like, what the fuck? You tell them about gays. This would be, what? Okay. Anyway, is that a fucking flying metal thing in the air? How is that possible? How does that work? Is that magic? Is this voodoo? What's going on here? They'd be like, gays, whatever. We'll get to that later, son. Have you had a McDonald's burger? Fucking delicious. I can't believe we didn't have these back in our day.